So in this video, we are going to talk about 5 ways to change a bad attitude. So the first 3 ways are kind of going to be ways that you can change a bad attitude before it starts, or maybe to prevent it starting. And then the last 2 ways are going to be suggestions on what you can do once the bad attitude has already presented itself. So if you're watching right now and you don't know, I have a website. Hi, Emily. Glad you're here. I have a website, connectpointmoms.com. So all of these videos are on that website. There's also free help for moms. There's a Parenting 101 class. So I'm starting a blog. So check it out, connectpointmoms.com. So again, today we're talking about 5 ways to change a bad attitude. So the very first thing, if you know anything about me, you can guess that number 1 is breathe. So sometimes we feel like we don't have time to breathe. I don't have time for that. Let me just deal with what's happening here. But really, research has shown again and again that not only taking deep breaths, but at least 3 deep breaths helps calm your body and calm your mind and help you focus in the frontal lobes, which is really where we are right now in the present moment. So it's important to breathe whenever your kid or you are having a bad attitude, but also throughout the day. So I personally have my phone set with 4 alarms throughout the day, and it's reminding me to pray for my family members. And when I'm praying for them, I'm also breathing. So it might be something, I might be in the middle of something, but I hear my alarm go off and it's, pray for Tim. And I just stop and, Lord, thank you for my husband. That might be all that I have time for in that moment, but at least 4 times a day, I am stopping and taking a deep breath. And that helps practice, like anything, practice makes better, not perfect. No one is perfect. But like anything, by breathing like that consistently, it can help you in the moment when your child is having a bad attitude or you are having a bad attitude. So that's number 1. Number 2 kind of goes into that, because number 2 is check your own attitude. So number 1 is breathe. Number 2 is check yourself. How is your attitude? Do you generally have a critical spirit? Are you generally grateful? You are your child's first and most influential teacher, so they're going to pick up from you. Unfortunately, if you've been a mom for any length of time, you know this, your bad habits as well as your good habits, and there's nothing worse than hearing maybe a phrase that you say that isn't the most uplifting phrase come out of your child's mouth. You're like, oh, I don't want to say that anymore, because there they go. So make sure to pay attention to your attitude and where that's coming from. And circling back to number 1, breathing can really help with that. It helps you focus in the moment and like, what's really going on with me? Like right now, I have a headache. I woke up with a headache. I know I need a new pillow. But it's really kind of affected everything that I did. I didn't want to work out this morning because I just had a headache. I wanted to just sit and eat cookies and drink coffee. But I did work out, and I guess I feel better about it now. But I'm not saying that by checking yourself, your attitude is going to change, but you have to recognize it before it could possibly change. So number 1 is breathe. Number 2 is check yourself. And number 3 is notice. We talk about this at my work at Grace Point Church. I'm the director of early childhood ministries. And so I get to serve alongside a wonderful team of mostly women, but some men who love our youngest children, birth through kindergarten. And one of the things I'm always talking about is staying in the moment by noticing what children are doing. And we might feel kind of silly doing this, because instead of saying, oh, good job, or, thank you for putting those blocks away, instead you just say what they did. You say, you put the blocks away, which might sound kind of like, okay, duh, they just did that. But sometimes we do things without thinking. I know you know this. Have you ever driven somewhere and you get there and you're like, oh, geez, I don't even remember this drive. It's almost automatic. Well, I'm challenging us to stay in the moment, in the forefront of our brain by noticing what our children are doing out loud. So you say, you just brought me a diaper, so your baby sister can have a clean one. That was helpful. So I just noticed what they did, and then you can even add how it helps someone other than themselves. Because we do have a very me-centered society here in America where everything is about me, everything revolves around the kids, and it kind of makes them feel like the world revolves around them. And I'm not saying that when they're young, it doesn't need to be child-focused because they need you. But we need to be careful. If we make everything about them, they'll never learn how to love well because it's always about them instead of someone else. So if we say to them things like, oh, you picked up the blocks. Hi, Kate. If we tell them you picked up the blocks so mommy could walk through here safely, that was helpful. That's much more effective than just saying, good job cleaning up. Or thank you for cleaning up. You let them know exactly what they were doing, so it brought you to the forefront of your mind and them to the forefront of their mind, and then you let them know how it was helpful to someone other than themselves. You shared your marker with your sister so she could draw too. That was helpful. So again, it just noticing is number 3. A third way to change a bad attitude is noticing what they're doing. You can even do this, like I see that your eyebrows are wrinkled up and you have some, your mouth is kind of going together like this. It seems like you're in a bad mood, or seems like you're upset about something. Again, I'm just noticing. It keeps you and them in the moment, because so often we're doing something and thinking about something else. Like I'm talking to you. There goes my microphone. Hi, Crystal. I'm talking to you right now, but honestly, I just heard a car outside and it made me think, did I put the trash out this morning? I don't know if you guys have that kind of brain, but I know that I do. And every time that happens, bring yourself to the current moment. Oh, I see Emily and Kate and Crystal here, and I'm talking to you about 5 ways to change a bad attitude. And I'm going to stay in this moment with you all right now. So we said number 1 is breathe. That's always first, always. And anything, if you go to connectpointmoms.com and my Parenting 101 class, the first module you can get free is about breathing. Number 2 is check yourself. Is your child's bad attitude reflective of what's happening with you? Are you tired? Do you have a headache? Are you having a critical spirit? And then number 3 is noticing. So noticing is different than praising them by saying, good job. Noticing is simply naming what they're doing in the moment. And then you can also follow it up with how it helps someone other than themselves. And by the way, I got that from Dr. Becky Bailey. She's the creator of Conscious Discipline, and it's brain-based research. It's fabulous. That really, learning about conscious discipline from Dr. Becky Bailey and finding Jesus were like turning points in my life 12 years ago. So next, oh great, hi Shirley, I'm glad you're here too. Number 4, the 4th way to change a bad behavior is by empathizing with them. Now, I know that might be the hardest thing for you in that moment, because your kid has a bad attitude, you just want to get out the door. The last thing you want to say is, oh, you can't say it like, oh, it's hard for you. You have to get your shoes. Poor you. That's not going to work so well. But if you say, you remember, breathe, check yourself. Okay, I'm feeling irritated. I'm noticing. Seems like you're having a hard time finding your shoes. So empathizing with them is, again, naming it, but just saying, like, it seems like you're having a hard time with this. You really wish you didn't have to put your shoes on. You really wish you didn't have to clean up because it's time to go. Leaving is hard. And simply being in the moment with them right there and saying that might be all that they need to change a bad attitude. Think about it if you're having a bad day and you just want to talk to your very best friend, your husband or your BFF, we call it your best female friend. If you just want to say, oh my goodness, everything's going wrong. There's this and this and this and this. And it's so helpful when she or he says, that sucks. You're having a hard day and that's That's awful. I really, give you a hug. I really wish I could change something. They might not be able to change anything, but just the fact that they're empathizing with you helps. So I encourage you to empathize with your child. That's the fourth way to change bad behavior. And finally, the fifth way is to give them choices. So you've breathed, you've checked your own attitude. You might have had to repent. You've noticed what they're doing to keep yourself in the forefront of your mind, present in the moment. You've empathized with them. This is hard. You wish you didn't have to do this, and you do, and that's hard. Here, let me help you. And then 5 is give choices. So they have to be 2 positive choices and 2 choices that you can live with. So try not to say, if you don't put your shoes on, I'm leaving without you, because you're not going to leave without them. I mean, unless, of course, you can. Unless, someone else is home to care for your child, they know you're not going to leave them. You know you're not going to leave them. So it's an empty threat. So you want to say you can put your right shoe on first or your left shoe. Which works best for you? You want to put this one or this one? Or do you want to put your shoes on yourself and I'll help you tie them? Or do you want me to put your shoes on and you tie them? So just 2 positive choices, 2 things that you can live with. So those are 5 ways to change a bad attitude, your own attitude, or your child. And I hope that was helpful for you. I really want, through Connect Point Moms, I really want to help you connect better with the children in your life. So please let me know through comments or messages or in person how I can help you connect better with the children in your life or anyone in your life, because that's what I really want to be able to help you with. You can go to my website, connectpointmoms.com. You can find me on YouTube, Kate Connects, which are just these Facebook right now, these Facebook Live videos. I am looking towards, in December, when my kids are off school, I'm going to start Mom Minutes. And it's just going to be 1 minute of quick parenting advice to help you connect better with the children in your life. So that's all I have for you. I'm looking forward to connecting with you more soon. I hope you have a great day, and talk to you later.